Hi everyone, I'm here with your weekly guidance for the week of 18th through to the 24th of December, and I have worked with my very own deck, the Shiva Oracle cards, which I have co-created with my soul sister Louisa Richie Wise of Wise Woman Insights. And I already pulled the card, and as we come to the close of the month and the close of the year, well, almost the close of the month and the close of the year, I am not surprised to receive this message from him. It says destruction of evil, transcending the ego. So let me just explain the imagery first. We've shown this as the third eye, okay, of Shiva, and that's in between, and this part of us is the shadow side, where all of us as human have a shadow side, okay, our lower vibration emotions, thoughts, outdated beliefs, etc., etc. Okay, so what we've shown is let that shadow side pass through Shiva's gaze and you emerge into the light. So it's basically transcending the ego, everything. So ego here does not mean the ego, arrogance ego. When we talk about ego and spirit, we're talking about our human part and our divine part. Okay, so that is what we mean by ego and spirit, and this card is about transcending the ego. So at the end of this year, maybe you want to take stock of how you've lived your life this year, if not entire life, but at least this year. What are the decisions you made? What are the choices you made? Would you like to reassess? Would you like to change course, take stock, or take inventory of where you're at, make some changes, improvements, where you'd like to go? So anything that you feel is not serving you anymore, any belief, any thought, any relationship, any situation, what do you want to do about it? How would you want to approach it? Would you want to walk away? Would you want to stay? And if you stay, then how do you want to deal with it? So all these things, basically this, when you talk about transcending the ego, it's about first acknowledging the ego. To transcend something, you have to first acknowledge its existence. If we are in denial, that means we are not facing it and we're not accepting it, then there is no transcendence and there is no working on anything, and that's not how this works. So this card is about first acknowledge the ego, become aware of where you feel, what within you is holding you back, and then work towards overcoming that with gentleness and patience. These things cannot be forced, they cannot be imposed, they cannot be controlled. No, just very gently get onto your path, and you can of course invoke Shiva and ask for his assistance, but get onto your path very, very gently and slowly, and each day as it comes. But start making the effort towards transcending your ego. Okay, we all have a shadow side, we all have certain human emotions, we all have a certain humanness, which is fine, but beyond a point, if we let that humanness consume and overpower our spirit, which is pure love, peace and happiness, then there are things that need to be changed, and only we can change ourselves. Things will not change around us. We have to change ourselves. Okay, and then when we change, everything around us automatically changes, because our approach has changed, our perspective has changed, our perception has changed. So see how you want to work on yourself. Take stock of where you've been, where you're at, what needs to change, what can stay, what needs to leave. Just that's your project. You are your own project. So see how you want to do this as we close the year almost. This is what Shiva has to say to us. Have a good week, and I will see you next week.